Cars.
I was out there for
Cars real fast. Ripping. Gripping and ripping. We're out here in Monroe. It's actually one of my favorite tracks throughout the season. Super fast entry, stay pinned through the wall, and literally just scrub all your speed at the end of it and then dive into the infield. It was about a 5-day drive to get out here. Me and the guys got in about early afternoon or so on Wednesday, got everything set up this morning, went out for practice and got about 6 laps in. Car's feeling great. I'm just kind of working to get myself comfortable and dial my line in. We got 2 runs in, and then as we're in line to take our 3rd pass, the car had started running a little weird and then shut off on us. At that point, noticed that the battery was not charging from the alternator, so we had to push the car back into the pits, assess everything. It ended up being that the alternator, after about 3.5 seasons now, has finally failed. So we replaced the alternator, got the battery charged up. At that point, we only had about 5 minutes or so left in our first session, so we decided to sit it out, let the battery charge as much as it could going into our second session, so that way everything would be ready to go. After the car had about an hour or 2 to charge, started right back up fine, everything was idling good, and got back in line to get 4 more laps today for practice. In a little bit better position for starting tomorrow. We made some adjustments to the car, got a little more comfortable, so we've got a good starting point for tomorrow. The temperature should be a bit warmer, so the track's gonna respond a bit differently, so we're saving 6 laps for tomorrow before qualifying, and we're gonna just go in with our setup that we had for today as our first run out and adjust from there. Hopefully get our line dialed in and we can try and better our qualifying this round. I'm shooting to hopefully qualify at least in the top 16, so that way we get on the higher end of the bracket and we're able to lead for our first battle. So hopefully everything goes good tomorrow, we're able to qualify well, and then put on a good show on Saturday. It's Friday. We got 6 more laps of practice in today. I was able to get up close and personal to the wall, give it a little bump, straighten my line out a bit, but was able to get back out there, finish the lap strong. I had about 3 more laps of practice after that. I was able to dial myself in and go out, and you're ready for qualifying. First lap took real easy lap, just kind of get a good score on the board. I believe it was 78 in my first run. Second lap out, we made some changes to the car, added a little bit of grip to it, to get a little more comfortable. We ended up going pretty high on the wall, super good on my line, out to the touch and go, and was able to end the run with a 89. As the other guys went through, they were able to bump me down a bit, ending me in 15th position, which is the best I've actually done all season, so I'm super stoked on that. Moving into Saturday, we knew we were going to be up against Frederick Osbo again, so here we got 5 or 6 lead laps in, 1 chase early in the morning just as a warm-up. So after practice, I'm pumped, I'm ready to go. The car was doing exactly what I wanted to. Pull out of the gate, first gear, second gear, hit third, start feeling a little bit of a weird kind of vibration from the rear of the car. Pull fourth, get the tires spinning even more, and the vibration just amplified it. Not having much time to really react or think, I didn't know what was going to be the best case scenario to try and throw the car at the wall, thinking potentially it was an axle or the differential was coming apart. So after shutting down for a couple seconds, blip the throttle a little bit, get back into it, and everything feels fine. So I just clutch kick initiate, back up the wall. I'm already about halfway through the bank and knew that pretty much my run was going to be a 0, but I just wanted to at least make a pass. Get our run done, I pull back up by the starting point and I yell at the starting official saying, hey, I'm going to call my 5 minutes. I need to check something out. I don't know what's going on. pull back into the pits, the guys come running over. We have a quick little look over the car before we start our 5-minute clock. Start jacking the car up to get under and check the differential out, check all the axles, the drive shaft. Everything looks fine, and as soon as I turn the fans back on in the car, that's when we notice the whole rear of the car shaking, something's wrong. So we shut the fans back off. I don't know exactly what happened, if maybe when I got the tires spinning, some piece of debris or something got kicked up into my radiator shroud. The fans caught it, it chipped one of the blades off, that got dangled around, hammered through all the other blades, hit the other fan, took some blades off. So we take a few minutes, we look over, make sure there's no loose pieces in the shroud, and know at that point, well, the first half of the battle's done. Let's at least go out and put on a good show for everyone. So we pull back around. I know that I've got a pretty big deficit against me, so I need to try and push pretty hard, as well as hope that maybe he makes some kind of mistake and we can get a one more time call, because that's really the only thing that's going to be on my side at this point. But Frederick doesn't really make many mistakes, so lights go out, we pull off from the gate. Do my best to enter as close to him as I can. We get a little close, I lift for a second, he kind of pulls a bit of a gap on me in the bank. Kind of pull him in a little bit, but not really get super close to him, but I'm relevant in the chase. We reach out to the touch and go, transition back towards the rear wall. I think it was a little shallow in the touch and go, but I think kind of got out to the second rear zone pretty well. Dive in on him at the first inner clip. We transition through the last clip. I think he pulls a little bit of a gap on me there, and we finish our run out. The judges obviously deemed Frederick the win at this point. So ultimately that ended our weekend in the top 32. We weren't able to get to the 16 like we were really pushing and hoping for, but the weekend wasn't as bad as it seems. We were able to pull out an 89 for a qualifying score, which is the highest I've done all season. Got me a 15th place qualifier, which is the highest I've done in my career for Pro 1, so we're all super stoked on that. Huge shout out to the team for all their hard work this weekend. Keeping the car ready, we had tires wherever we needed it. The car was fueled up, ready to go at all times of the weekend, so thanks to the guys for coming out, keeping me hydrated, keeping me cool in the car, having the car ready, getting our little issues fixed as fast as we could, and having an awesome weekend. Now we've got about a 5-day trip back home. We're gonna go over the car real quick, maybe just kind of tidy up some bumpers, repack the trailer, and then we've got about 4-day kind of break at home before we have to head out to St. Louis for round 6 now. So I'm excited for the St. Louis track. I really liked it last year. I hear they're making some changes this year, so I'm curious to see what that's gonna do. It's gonna kind of, I think, level the playing field a bit, but we're ready for it and hope to see you guys there.